What's good, y'all? What's good? So we're back with another interview style video. I'm here with a guy who is a full-time content creator. I know that two out of three Generation Z people say that they want to be a content creator at some point in their life. So I feel like this is a guy that can really give you guys value. Been knowing this guy for a long time, and I feel like he can really give you guys some value, give you some game. Y'all can learn a lot from him. So we're about to have a conversation with a full-time content creator. This is Kevon, aka West
What's
Vaughn.
good, y'all? West Vaughn.
So we're gonna get into it. So kind of tell the people, what was your upbringing? What got you into maybe your niche, which is tennis, and kind of got you to this point? How were you raised? What was your childhood?
Yeah, so growing up, I played tennis all my life. My mom played tennis, so she taught me everything I know. And what kind of got me to this like content creator space was a complete accident. Like I had been posting on TikTok, but not like seriously as content creators would post on TikTok. And I'd probably say one day I said, I was like, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna record 2 videos and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to record 2 videos every day. And the funny thing is that the first time I did that, I did it for the first 3 days and I didn't get the engagement that I wanted, so I stopped for like 3 months. And then I would go to sleep and I'd see people blowing up on TikTok and I'm like, damn man, it's so easy. But it's really not easy, but like you see it and you're like, damn, that's so easy, I need to do that. So again, I said I need to go out and post 2 videos a day every day. And I did that a little bit into last year. I posted 2 videos a day every day. And that it was funny, the very first video I posted when I started that second mindset of just like, I'm gonna go out, post for fun, just put something out there. I played tennis. So like I went out there, made a joke that only tennis players would get. And then I checked my phone, not thinking anything of it. And then I looked back at it, the thing had like 50,000 views. And so for me, I was like,
and that was early on?
That was the first, like, that was early on. That was the first video that said, I was like, okay, I can do this. And so that one hit 50,000. And this was around the time, this was last year during March Madness, when Kansas State, I think. So Kansas State had the thing with like the Lil Baby song, where it was like,
where they were clapping.
Yeah.
So, low down.
So I made a TikTok to that, and I was like, when you're losing in the match, but somebody's playing that Lil Baby song on the sideline, and so I started mouthing the words to it. So I got the basketball crowd plus the tennis crowd, and boom.
Perfect storm.
My second video popped just like that.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, like I just said I made a commitment to just post every day for like the next 4 months. And I've still been doing it now consistently.
Got you. And you've been pretty much consistent. So do you do twice a day, 3 times a day, or what kind of determines how much you post?
So when I was still like popping, I'm still popping now, but like I was going like almost 100 followers a day. And what I was doing was what I call it is like a web technique. So I post 5 videos, and I have to assume that in those 5 videos you're gonna scroll past 2 of them in your like 2 hours of scrolling on TikTok. So like even if one of those doesn't hit, doesn't matter. You're gonna get one of them anyway. So it's like if I posted a mass and you like all 5 of them, then I'm like, okay, this is a real fan. But if I posted a mass and somebody likes one, someone likes the other, then my content just keeps getting spread to different people's For You page.
Got you. That's a good strategy. So what kept you consistent when you weren't getting the engagement that you wanted?
So I mean, man, so I watched. What's funny is there was a CapCut meme that was like, it was like me checking my account, and it was like if you're under 1,000. I had like 200 followers. And it was like me checking my account, and it's not where I want it to be, and then it throws the plate away. I posted that the day after I posted that tennis video. My account jumped to like 1,500 followers.
Really? In one day?
In one day. So it was at 1,500. And then I didn't believe it either. I checked my phone and I was like, okay, all right, okay. And so then it started going 100 by the day. And it was really it really had to do a lot with that I was different than what you typically see in the tennis genre. So people were like, whoa, this guy knows tennis. They were more curious about that. But the second thing that just kept it going was like I just pandered to my crowd. Like TikTok is a big community space app,
Yeah.
and the more you pander to the people that like your videos and you let them know stuff, and you make videos that they like and
Yeah.
want to see, then the more they keep messing with you and rocking with you.
Okay.
And for me, like I'm not a boastful person. So if you want a gem, I'll drop a gem.
Yeah.
You know, if you want information, I'll give you information. And I've never been one to throw my following in people's face.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's fun to me. And I'll say like going live, if you go live and you don't have a fan base, it'll be hard because nobody's going to join
Yeah.
the live. But if you go live and you have a fan base, then people are going to join that live to ask about the videos you've been posting. And then you just keep it going. You know, like I remember the first live I had that popped. It was during that when the NPC stuff was like popping, and I went live just like talking about tennis and also hitting on the court.
So what was the follower to live ratio? So how many followers did you have at that time, and then how many people were on your live?
So I had about 15,000 followers, and then I had about 250 in my live, and then my live ended up producing about 30,000 likes.
Okay.
So, and it was like a consistent like 250. And then now whenever I do like live hitting sessions or play tennis,
Yeah.
my live will get an average of 150
Okay.
or even 90. 50 will stay consistent even.
Gotcha.
And the conversation's just rolling. And one thing I will say is when you blow up in a niche, when you go to events that niche is in,
Yeah.
people recognize you.
Gotcha.
Like me, I'm not a celebrity, but people do know me if I go to a tennis tournament.
So you would say that your fame comes more when you interact with the people who are in the niche, not just like in regular life.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so I'm slowly trying to break out of it, but there's no reason to right now. I mean, I might as well strike while the iron's hot. So anything tennis related, anything college sports related, I try to jump in there as quick as I can, and I try to keep it lighthearted. Like my stuff is all based off of jokes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the quickest way to pick someone's attention.
Right.
Because people like to feel like they're included in something. So if this is a tennis joke, you, the guy that doesn't understand it, is like, oh, it's a funny video.
Yeah.
But to the tennis player, it's like, oh, wow, there's no way he's joking about this boring sport.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And see, you dropped that gem on me too about catering to the inside jokes, because it's going to do two things. One, it's going to make your core audience identify with you more because they get it, but also people want to be a part of inside jokes. So now they're intrigued and they're like, well, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
And then you get engagement that way. So that was a big gem too. Let's say there's somebody who's stuck at the 200, 300 view range. They probably have really good content, but they have a hard time basically like expanding and becoming a bigger influencer. What advice would you give to that person?
If you stuck at 200 followers, I'd probably say, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all luck. You know, there's no like one real get rich quick scheme.
Yeah.
Because I have a backup account, and that thing averages at least 800 views, but the followers are stuck at like 40 followers. You know what I'm saying? So you almost got to start selling a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, don't post to get followers. Post to be you, and people are gonna buy into that. And if they don't, then you just make a new account and you start over.
Yeah.
But like, don't try to rush it. And even me, I fall into it now. You know, I've gotten to the point where I've gotten greedy. Like I look and I'm like, dang, I used to be pulling in this many views, and now I'm not pulling in this many views, so I got to change my content up.
So how do you deal with that?
So I mean, it's honestly just talking to people close to my circle.
Yeah.
And just taking a break away from the app. Like I used to post 5 a day every day.
Yeah.
Now I may post twice a day, and sometimes I may miss a day, and I'm like, whatever. If I see someone, because I'm a competitive person.
Yeah.
So for me, the person that is in front of me, when I run past that person, I'm like, you know. But then when there's someone that I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like my content is better, but they're like yards ahead of me, then it just makes me look at that person and I'm like, damn, like I should be with, and that's a terrible mindset. You know, I've been blessed to be where I am.
Yeah.
And I need to be happy with what I'm getting. And so, once you pass 1,000, you start monetizing off of that. Like, once you pass 1,000, you're good. So at the end of the day, like whenever I get in my head about followers and stuff, I just start to remember all the things that are coming to me, and stop focusing on other people, and just take a break away from the app. And it just kind of helps me relax and de-stress.
Got you. So so basically you need to have a circle around you that's going to keep you level-headed and keep you in reality and remind you that it's just an app at the end of the day. And then also kind of realizing that what's meant for you will be for you. And never, because I'm like that too. I've always had that chip on my shoulder because I always felt like I was overlooked as a kid. So now I'm trying to like prove myself, because I know that when I see content on the internet, I'm like, I could do that. But at the same time, you get caught up in like you're always going to be chasing somebody else. So those are some really good points. I struggle with that a lot, so I think that'll give some good value to people.
Yeah, it's I mean, and like with content, I say blow up on one platform first. TikTok's the easiest one. Everybody's gonna see it. Let's say a video flops on TikTok, it might boom on Facebook or Instagram. So once you blow up on one, start circulating your content, start putting it on different platforms. And then once you post it, just turn the phone off. Like just don't even look at it. Come back and check it later.
Because understand, nothing's gonna really happen in one video most likely. It's about being consistent over 100 videos and seeing that improvement in your content and improvement in what value you're giving to people and you're naturally.
I'll say here's a goal. So if you're stuck at 200 and you don't have at least 500 videos posted, then chill out. Because I just checked today and I'm almost approaching 3,000 or 2,500 videos.
That's crazy.
And I didn't even realize. I had no idea. I wasn't counting. It told me. So once you get past that, that's when you'll really start booming.
Okay, got you. So let's talk about monetization and turning this into something that you can, take care of yourself with. So where does monetization start at TikTok, and how are you moving that fan base over to other platforms that you can also get monetized on?
Monetization starts on TikTok. You can do it 3 ways. You can do TikTok Shop, you can do lives, and then you can just be an influencer and brand yourself. And so what I did was I always wanted a clothing line. So as soon as I hit 10K, as soon as I hit 5K, I put the idea out there. I was like, what do y'all think about a brand? Like, what do y'all think about this? And they're like, oh, that looks cool. That's what's up. And I just kept it going in the background as far as like, my name's attached to it, but also it's not, kind of thing. And I had the brand thing going on one end, and then I had myself as an influencer on the other end. So everything that I already use in my daily life, those are the companies I reached out to first. And then from then on.
So you reached out to the brands first and they got back to you?
I reached out when I was small and it was kind of like no response. But the bigger I got, it was like, oh, hey, West Farm, we like your content, we like to meet. Now, you're not going to make what you think you're gonna make. Like let's use the Logan Paul model. You're not gonna make Logan Paul money at like your first monetization people. Like you're gonna nickel and dime your way up to 1,000, and then maybe 50K. But I'd probably say have like a consistent money maker in the background, like a job that's you work like 4 or 5 hours. And then you go and you do content. Like the way I see it is if you have multiple streams of income, then you'll really enjoy content creation. If content creation is your single stream of income, you're gonna be stressed.
It's too much stress. I think in the economy, in the day and age we live in, it's too much stress to have one stream of income in general. Because you're too invested into it, and it removes the passion that attracts people to it. Like even with me with trading, I never wanted trading to be my only source of income because that's the fastest way for you to blow your account. So it's something you have to do. I think pretty much in general, like I think it's very hard in our current economy to have one stream of income in anything you do. Even if it's 7-8 figures, like it's too much dependence on one thing, and you never want to have that. So that's good. What's your opinion? I know you said you didn't want to get too much into politics. You could just kind of glaze over it if you want. But what's your opinion on the TikTok ban, and how do you feel like you're protecting yourself in case that does come to fruition?
I mean, my opinion on the TikTok ban is like, it sucks because I feel like, I mean, damn, like I just started,
Yeah, we just got here. Yeah, that's how I
started,
feel too. I'm like, damn, I just started getting comments. I got one
Right,
comment, and I'm
like-
like, damn.
It's like, damn, like you like, yeah, like you
Yeah.
know, I just started engaging with my chat.
Right.
So that part hurts, but on the same end, it's like, whatever. One app went down, another one will rise.
Right.
You know, Vine was a thing. You saw all the Viners get upset when Vine ended,
Yeah.
and then they just rose on a new app.
And you saw how they adapted because the Viners that tried to stay Viners got left behind,
Right.
and the ones that adapted are still around.
Right.
Because, well, my opinion on it is that your audience are people at the end of the day.
Right.
They're not apps. So the same way you can go and build an audience, it might take longer on something like a YouTube or an Instagram, but the same way you went and build an audience on TikTok, you can go do it on other platforms as well.
Yeah, and Instagram is an interesting platform because if I don't know you, it's gonna be a lot slower
Yeah.
than if I know you. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I don't like Instagram. It's like it was made as a flex app, so
Yeah.
it's so much harder for people to engage because everybody's trying to flex on each other or feel like they're cooler than the next person, and so it's harder for that engagement to really.
I'd probably say I like with Instagram, I threw the thought of my followers out the window. I strictly treat Instagram like somewhere else to post.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely love all my followers and I thank you. But at the same time, I know that the people that see me on TikTok, I'm going to connect with, I'm going to see.
Yeah.
The people that see me on Instagram, some of them are people that I knew when I was younger.
Yeah.
The people that have been following me. And just like you said, some people try to flex on other people.
Yeah.
My content is not a flex on anybody.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's just jokes.
it's,
Yeah.
it's literally just jokes,
Yeah.
and it's consistent. Like, you know, every day you wake up, you're gonna see a video from me, and that's what I like. And at the end of the day, you know, whatever platform you end up posting on, as long as you're consistent and as long as you have a bigger vision than just I want 1,000 followers, then it's good.
Got you.
Yeah.
So let's go back to to moving the followers over, because I think that's what the ultimate goal is to move those followers into a more secure platform that pays more and eventually create a brand over all the different platforms. So let's say somebody followed you on TikTok, they're a huge core fan. How would you want that person to, like, how would you want to turn them from a follower into like a buying customer or somebody who supports your income?
So right now, I've been researching Discord, so
Yeah.
I'm getting people to join my Discord. And for me, I'm tennis. A big thing in tennis is making a recruitment video to send to a coach. So my Discord is gonna give you the ability to connect with me, but also I want people to come in there and post a recruitment video that I can show on my Twitch stream and react to it, and then I can then send that to a coach
Yeah.
that I know.
And eventually be a middleman for people who want to play tennis.
Right.
That's dope. Okay. And then and then the streams, you obviously get paid off the streams, and then YouTube monetize. Are you monetized on YouTube yet?
I'm not yet. I'm at 145 on
Yeah.
YouTube, like 145 subscribers. But the thing is, for me, like, I'm waiting for a shipment to come in before I start really pushing YouTube. Because on YouTube there is a lifestyle that I want to sell. It's not like Instagram is different. YouTube, it's long formatted videos, and in that video I want to A, say a lot of information, but B, I want to show off what I'm doing. Like, I worked hard to get here, and I want to be able to show it off.
Gotcha. So you are full time. What was the transition to full time? What did that look like? What were some of the sacrifices that you had to make in order to get to this point? And what are you doing to keep where you've been at and make sure you don't regress?
So I was a tennis coach, and I was doing tennis like all day, every day, even on the weekends, doing tennis nonstop.
Yeah.
And then I posted that video that day. It blew up. So then I started in the mornings, like 7 in the morning. I'd go out, shoot 5 videos, come back, go to work.
Okay.
And then at around 10 o'clock, I posted. And I did that all
10
the way.
a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the way through the summer. Somewhere around middle of the summer, that's when the brand started really picking up, and that's when people started reaching out to me about, hey, we want you to come to this tournament, we want you to pop up here. And so I was like, oh, okay, so I had to start taking off from work.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I took off from work, I got a pretty like nasty response from my manager.
Really?
Like, where are you going? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And in the back of my head, I was like, all right, like I already had bigger dreams of doing stuff, but like now I really got stuff on the table. I really don't need you.
Yeah.
And once I started moving like that, like for me, I have a CEO mindset.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. It's not that I don't want to work for people. It's just that I want to build something on my own that people can come and see.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. So like when I'm working under somebody and I feel like I'm being disrespected, then it's like, all right, I need to start looking for something that's gonna fund me to do what I need to do.
Yeah, and that's how I felt too. Always, it was like and people like us, we always feel like, I feel like the higher ups in the jobs, they always try to make you feel like you're so replaceable, but really it's reversed. Right. They need you more than you need them, but it's the false sense of security that you have within a job that makes you stay there.
Right.
And the way I see it, we only get to do life one time, so I rather at least try and say I did it and try to become the master of my own destiny than just live without regret the rest of my life, especially while we're young and we can still take these risks,
Yeah, and I mean, and I could feel like, I could feel the favoritism going on.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, hey man, honestly, I'm gonna be done at the end of this summer.
Right.
Like I'm leaving at the end of the summer. And it's funny because the comments I would get were like, it would be like, he's leaving, I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
That TikTok stuff isn't gonna keep you afloat. Right. But what they didn't know was like I have multiple streams.
Yes.
So it's like, yes, I'm leaving you to go put more time into something else. And then another thing, like TikTok content in general, your time is valuable. So if you feel like you're being taken advantage of, then don't sign that deal if you feel like you're worth more.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're gonna lose out on something, and I'm saying this for myself too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're gonna lose out on a deal right now, and it's gonna double in the future.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's say a big company approaches you and they're like, "We want you to do this for us." But we really like your content, but we got a small budget. Can you do this for us? I'm giving you all I got. I'm one person. You're a big company, and you're telling me you have a small budget, but you want me to give you my 100% budget. No, you can't get taken advantage of that way, and you always got to look for a legal team to help you logistically negotiate some kind of deal. If they don't want to do the deal, then just walk. I mean, there's more power in walking than there is in being silent.
Right. And just the fact that they wanted to reach out to you, wanted to do business, you should be validation enough that you can go do it with somebody else. Right. So what is your content structure like? Because I think people who want to create content, they just get consumed in the amount of time or the amount of effort it takes to produce it and stay consistent with it. So and just be honest, like if it's a lot, it's a lot because everything takes sacrifice.
My content structure is quantity over quality, but not in the way that like my quality is trash.
Yeah.
I spent so much time researching cameras, researching equipment, to the point where I posted nothing.
Yeah.
And then I went out and used my phone that had cracks in it and blew the page up to 5K.
Yeah.
So that was just by posting a lot of video. Quantity over quality, and then quality will come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the more someone sees your face, the bigger they think you are.
Yeah.
So the more I can get out there, low quality, high quality. If it's low quality, that's a win-win for me. People can see me progress.
Yeah.
And if it's high quality, then that's also a win. People know that I'm coming with a high quality video every time.
Right.
But it's always, you want to have a lot. Like, you want to have a catalog of stuff that people can look through. Because some people might not mess with this content, but they'll mess with this one. You know, like look at Mr. Beast and look at YouTubers. Some people, they have different age groups for their content.
Yeah.
You know, some people like this, they like the kid stuff. Some people like the challenges.
Yeah.
But you won't know what you like if you don't post a lot of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't know what works for you until you put out that content. I think people are so scared to like, what are my close friends gonna say, or what is my family gonna say? But it's like we're all gonna die at some point.
Yeah, you gotta live your own life.
Yeah.
You gotta live your own life.
Yeah.
If you're worried about what other people think, then don't get into content. I'll say it like that because, like for me, I get very little. I get hate comments, but not in the way that some people get hate comments. But I don't respond to comments like that. It should be a goal. Like it should be a reward for you to respond to a comment in your comic book. And I don't mean that in like a boasting way.
Yeah.
I mean that in like you don't want to be easily accessible. You know, I'm a big platform. You got to think about it like a big celebrity.
Yeah.
You're not going to just get a response from a big celebrity. So the less you do it, the more people want it. And then when someone sings hate, the best way to respond to a troll is to not say anything.
Yeah.
So now you're just arguing with yourself.
And a lot of people take out the fact that they're uncontent with their own lives, so they go and just spread so much hate on the internet. Like, that's one of the bad things that I don't like about the internet. It's like, it's just so toxic now.
Yeah.
And you have like this group of people who just go on there and literally say negative things. I'm like, why do you have this much time and this much hate in your heart, you know? But at the same time, you're right. Like, the best thing you can do is just not respond to them, because that is going to make them feel validated. They just want to like kind of take the shine off of you and put it on them for sure.
They want to be included. And at the end of the day, if I'm winning in my life and you're pissed about me winning, then I'm doing something really good. So I'm gonna just keep shining. I saw, this is so funny, the rapper that's been blowing up on TikTok, Lil Tony.
I haven't heard of him.
Man, he's like an Atlanta rapper. I can't tell if he's underground or I don't know. But he said something. He was like, "Don't be afraid to post like your content. Don't be afraid to step out, because the sun doesn't care who it shines on. So just keep, you know, if you're worried about family, friends seeing your content, it depends on your content.
We're not gonna get into it, but in certain
industries,
certain industries you're asking for it for sure. But it's but for sure though, like you shouldn't. That opinion shouldn't sway you on if you want to impact people or not, because you're just gonna keep seeing people who are doing the thing you want to do, and you're gonna feel like, oh, I could have did that, because the blessing is just going to move to the next person, and whoever takes the risk. You know, as much as you might feel like you deserve it, if you don't take advantage of the opportunity, it's going to the next person. You know, because we all have the same ideas at some level. It just takes a person who's actually going to execute on it properly. That's good.
It's just like looking at someone else's lawn. Like what I said about the follower count thing. If I keep looking at this 100K dude thinking I should be there, then I'll lose what I have here, because I'll stop doing my routine. I'll start thinking about, why am I not there? So you just got to keep going. You just got to stay consistent, and I mean it'll pop eventually. And like I said, if it doesn't pop, it doesn't mean you failed. You can't fail with content. Because there's not really a clear sign of what winning is. Because I use the Logan Paul reference again. He's getting sued on some parts of his businesses.
Really?
But he's winning on other parts. So there's no real sign of winning. There's just a sign. You see the monetary value come in, and you figure out what you want to do with that money and how you spread it out and make yourself make more money down the road. So if you're posting content, people aren't liking your content, if you're not losing money, it's okay. It's okay. You're completely fine.
Got you. Was there also, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, but was there anything else you wanted to talk about, promote, anything you had planned? Go ahead and let the people know.
So Bagel Department, BagelDep.com is releasing its first line of clothing on March 25th. And this is just a big milestone for me. Like, this is the first manufactured from the ground up clothing I've ever made. It's not blanked. It's like the shirt was made. It was designed online, and it was made, sewed, and everything. It's got all the tags on it. I'm so excited about this clothing coming out. I've never been this excited. I'm honestly giddy about it because it's on a plane right now. That's the biggest thing. Check me out, Wes Vaughn, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. I apologize if you get annoyed at seeing so many videos. Like I just said, I post 5 to
Hey man, get used to it. Get used to it.
You know, rock with me if you rock with me. If you don't, it's all good. And I wish everyone luck in their content journey. It's definitely not easy, and sometimes it's not fun. But if you're able to laugh at your own content, then you're doing something right.
That's good, man. That's good. Well, I appreciate your time, man. We're gonna get this out to the people, and appreciate it.
Of course,
We out.